Hello and welcome to Spectrum Sphere, your gateway to a diverse world of discovery. I'm thrilled to embark on this journey with you, exploring everything from the wonders of science to the intricacies of art. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more enlightening content every week. Ethical consumerism is the practice of making purchasing decisions that are aligned with personal ethics and values. It's about considering the impact of products on the environment, workers' rights, and animal welfare. Ethically minded consumers often seek out sustainable, fair trade, and cruelty-free products in an effort to promote social and environmental responsibility. The roots of ethical consumerism can be traced back centuries, although it gained prominence in the modern era with boycotts against slave-produced goods. By the 20th century, movements like the organic food and fair trade movements further mainstreamed ethical consumption, influencing shoppers to consider the broader implications of their buying habits. Ethical consumerism can be a powerful force, reshaping how producers operate. When consumers choose products that are ethically made, they create a demand that encourages manufacturers to adopt fair labor practices and environmentally sustainable methods, which can improve working conditions and foster social and economic benefits in communities where goods are produced. The fashion industry is a prime example of ethical consumerism in action. Conscious shoppers are driving the demand for sustainable fabrics, fair trade labor practices, and transparent supply chains. As a result, more brands are committing to ethical standards, reducing waste, and ensuring workers' rights are respected throughout the production process. In the food industry, ethical choices manifest through organic farming, sustainable fisheries, and cruelty-free livestock treatment. Consumers increasingly support local farms and environmentally conscious brands. This shift not only fosters better animal welfare and reduced carbon footprints, but also encourages healthier, more nutritious dietary habits among the public. Moving on to fair trade, an essential pillar of ethical consumerism. Fair trade aims to ensure fair wages, decent working conditions, and sustainable practices for producers in developing countries. By choosing fair trade products, consumers actively support community development and help alleviate global poverty, empowering farmers and workers worldwide. Now let's dive into the complex world of ethical brands versus greenwashing. While some companies genuinely commit to ethical practices, others use greenwashing, deceptive marketing meant to falsely suggest products are environmentally sound. As consumers, discerning true ethical brands from those exploiting eco-friendly facades is a crucial challenge. Certifications and labels play a crucial role in guiding consumers towards ethical purchases. They serve as indicators of a product's compliance with certain ethical standards concerning environmental protection, labor rights, and animal welfare. However, understanding the legitimacy and meaning behind these labels is essential to ensure they're not just marketing ploys. Building on the role of certifications, we see that awareness and education are the backbone of ethical consumerism. By staying informed about the ethical practices of companies and understanding the impact of their purchases, consumers can drive change. Education can empower us all to make choices that align with our values. Now, let's delve into the power of social media. Platforms like Twitter and Instagram have given rise to movements that shine a light on ethical practices. They magnify the voice of the conscious consumer and put pressure on brands to act responsibly. It's a digital arena where ethical choices become viral trends. Having explored social media's role, it's critical to understand the supply chain. A product's journey from raw materials to your hands is complex, involving multiple stages and parties. Ethical consumerism demands transparency in this chain to ensure that each step meets environmental and social standards. Next, we'll see how this transparency affects labor rights. As we consider the various facets of ethical consumption, let's turn our focus to labor rights. These rights are essential to ethical consumerism, as they ensure that workers involved in producing goods are treated fairly and work in humane conditions. It's about making choices that reflect our values for a just world. Now, let's delve into how environmental concerns are influencing our shopping habits. Moving on, we must consider how our shopping habits impact the environment. The pursuit of sustainability is reshaping choices. Consumers now favor products with minimal ecological footprints. From biodegradable packaging to carbon neutral manufacturing, our decisions at the checkout can champion a healthier planet. Let's explore this green shift in consumer behavior. Diving into the human mind, we uncover the psychology behind ethical purchasing. It's more than buying goods, it's a moral stance, reflecting one's values and identity. Consumers derive satisfaction from products that align with their ethical beliefs, suggesting that our shopping choices are deeply intertwined with our personal principles and social consciousness. As we progress, let's explore the surge of vegan and cruelty-free products. This movement is more than a dietary choice, it's a statement against animal cruelty and environmental harm. Consumers are increasingly championing these products, leading companies to respond with ethical alternatives that promise no harm to animals or the planet. Turning our attention to technology, an urgent issue confronts us: e-waste. Ethical consumerism here means responsibly disposing of electronics and supporting brands that design products with a longer lifespan. It's crucial we demand better recycling programs and hold corporations accountable for reducing the environmental impact of our gadgets. Despite our best intentions, we encounter numerous challenges in ethical consumerism. The complexity of supply chains, lack of transparent information, and premium pricing for ethical products often discourage consumers. Additionally, the overwhelming presence of unethically made goods can make it difficult to consistently make moral purchasing decisions in our everyday lives. Now let's weigh the merits of local versus global ethical choices. On one hand, buying locally can reduce carbon footprints and support community businesses. On the other, global products may offer wider ethical impact through fair trade. It's a delicate balance between fostering local economies and addressing worldwide inequities. The age-old debate of cost versus ethics often steers the consumer decision-making process. While ethically produced goods are the ideal choice, they often come with a higher price tag. This leads us to question whether the extra cost justifies the ethical benefits, and if such choices are accessible to everyone. Governments play a pivotal role in shaping ethical consumerism through regulations and incentives. By imposing strict labor and environmental laws, they can force industries to adopt ethical practices. Additionally, subsidies for sustainable products or tax reliefs for ethical companies encourage consumers to make conscientious choices, aligning spending habits with moral values. In the journey of ethical consumerism, it's important to celebrate small victories. Each time we opt for a fair trade coffee or a sustainably sourced garment, we're making a positive impact. These individual choices add up, creating a ripple effect that can drive larger industry-wide changes towards more ethical practices. Ethical investing takes consumerism a step further, encouraging us to use our capital to support companies that align with our values. It's not just about buying products, it's about investing in businesses that prioritize social responsibility, environmental stewardship, and corporate ethics, shaping a market that reflects our ethical standards. Looking ahead, the future of ethical consumerism seems to hinge on technology and transparency. As consumers gain access to more information, they can make better informed decisions. Innovations like blockchain could revolutionize how we track the ethicality of products from creation to consumption, potentially making ethical consumerism more mainstream and accessible. The holiday season often sees a spike in consumer spending, posing a challenge for ethical shopping. Despite the frenzy, it's crucial to stay mindful of our choices. By opting for sustainable gifts, supporting local artisans, and avoiding wasteful packaging, we can celebrate responsibly and keep the spirit of ethical consumerism alive. Now, let's delve into a compelling case study. Consider Patagonia, a brand that's become synonymous with sustainability. They've set high ethical standards using organic materials and fair labor practices. Their transparent supply chain and repair program have transformed consumer expectations and have become a guiding light in ethical consumerism success stories. Moving on from theory to real-life application, we've gathered stories from you, our viewers, on how you make ethical choices in daily life. From opting for locally sourced produce to supporting small businesses and choosing eco-friendly products, your actions are inspiring steps towards a more sustainable and ethical world. And now, let's dive into the power of collective consumer action. When individuals unite for a common cause, the ripple effect can be monumental. By collectively deciding where to spend or not to spend our money, we can steer industries towards better ethical practices and create significant change. Shifting towards ethical consumerism can seem daunting, but small steps make a big difference. Start by researching brands, looking for transparency in sourcing and production. Prioritize purchasing from companies that align with your values. Consider buying secondhand, and focus on quality over quantity to reduce waste. Every conscious choice contributes to a larger impact. In the digital age, ethical consumerism is also being shaped by online platforms. Websites and apps now provide extensive information on company ethics, allowing consumers to make informed decisions at a click. Social media campaigns can draw attention to ethical issues, while e-commerce platforms are increasingly spotlighting sustainable and fair trade products. The quest for ethical consumerism often bumps heads with capitalism's profit-driven nature. While individuals strive to make moral choices, they face a system emphasizing growth and cost efficiency, sometimes at ethics' expense. It raises the question, can ethical consumerism reshape capitalism, or must we reevaluate our economic models to prioritize values? As we've journeyed through the complexities of ethical consumerism, it's clear that the balance between idealism and realism is delicate. We're confronted with the challenge of integrating our values into practical choices, knowing that each purchase carries weight. It's about striking a harmony between aspiration and achievable actions in our consumer habits. Thank you for tuning into Spectrum Sphere. We hope you've gained valuable insights on ethical consumerism. If you enjoyed our exploration and want to discover more diverse topics, be sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel. Join us again for more thought-provoking content. Until then, stay curious.